Hello and a very good evening. You're watching the news at 6 on Rajya Sabha television with me, Frank Pereira. Here are the headlines. Campaigning in full swing for the fourth phase of elections in Uttar Pradesh. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Akhilesh Yadav and Rahul Gandhi addressed campaign rallies in key states. Ruling Naga People's Front elects Party President Shurho-zelie Lie-zitsu as Legislature Party leader, will take oath as the Chief Minister on February 22nd. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswami takes charge, signs 5 orders. Madras High Court to hear DMK petition against floor test on February 22nd. And Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari holds delegation level talks with President of the Rawanda Senate Tells diaspora that India will open a resident mission in Rwanda capital soon. Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari, who is on a two-nation tour of Rwanda and Uganda, met the President of the Rwandan Senate, Bernard Makuza, today. He presented Makuza a copy of the Indian Constitution, after which delegation-level talks were held between the two sides. The Vice President is scheduled to meet President of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, at the Presidential Palace in Rwandan capital, Kigali. Earlier, the Vice President paid tributes to the victims of the 1994 horrific Rwandan genocide. The Kigali Genocide Memorial is the final resting place for over 250,000 people who were massacred over 23 years ago. Well, Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari arrived in Rwanda as part of his two-nation Africa tour on Sunday. Speaking on board the special aircraft, Vice President Ansari underlined the importance of the Indo-African ties. He said this tour is part of a conscious effort by the government to intensify interactions with Africa. Addressing the Indian diaspora in Rwanda, he said that India will open its resident mission in the Rwandan capital soon.
Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari arriving on the first leg of his 5-day two-nation Africa tour in Kigali, the capital of Rwanda. The Vice President was received at the Kigali International Airport by the President of the Senate, Bernard Makuza. This is the first high-level visit from India to Rwanda and the first high-level bilateral visit from the country to Uganda since 1997.
Srimati Ansari ji.
Before arrival, speaking on board the special Air India One aircraft, the Vice President emphasized that India shares a strategic relationship with Rwanda, and he was hopeful of a substantive outcome from this visit.
We have what we call a strategic relationship with Rwanda. There's not a very large Indian community, but there is the ones who are there are functionally well employed. So we hope that in this visit something substantive will come out. We have assisted them in a number of development projects, including one hydroelectric dam and also the electrification of 35 schools in rural areas.
The Vice President, along with his wife Salma Ansari, is accompanied by Minister of State for Social Justice and Empowerment, Vijay Sampla, and 4 MPs, Kanimuri, Ranvijay Singh Judev, Rani Nara and P.K. Biju. The Vice President addressed a gathering of the Indian community at a banquet hosted by a diaspora group. He said India will open its resident mission in the Rwandan capital soon. Rwanda has about 3,000 people from the Indian community.
There was a valid complaint that there was no resident mission. And I hope the government has already taken steps to put that right. In the coming weeks and months, the physical presence of a resident mission will be here.
Today he will hold meetings with the President of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, and also the President of the Rwandan Senate, Bernard Makuza. He will also attend a business forum later in the day. The Vice President's next stop will be Uganda, a country India shares historic ties with. Despite problems for Indians during the rule of Idi Amin, Uganda is seen as an important partner in Africa. The two countries also share substantial trade ties, with Indian exports to Uganda amounting to $1.3 billion.
We have a trade which is from our side, it's good, not so good from their side. $1.3 billion of exports from our side, much smaller, about 1/4 of it is from their side. We have a military training team there. So all in all, Uganda plays a role in its region in Africa. Its president, President Mohammad, has been there for a long time. He's one of the important African leaders, and we have a very good relationship with him.
The objective of the Vice President's visit is to offer developmental assistance to the African nations, hoping that they will benefit from India's experiences. Smita Nair's report from Kigali, Rwanda, for Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, our correspondent Arvind Singh spoke to the chairman of the Indian Association of Rwanda, Rajendran. Let's listen to what he had to say.
जब अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज की बात आती है तो बहुत सारे जो हमारे देश में बहुत सारी तरह की आशंकाएं हैं। क्या यहाँ जो है जो इंडियन कम्युनिटी है क्या सेफ है, कोई दिक्कत इस तरह की तो नहीं?
ये एक वेरी स्पेशल और खास चीज ऐसा है, ये कंट्री सबसे सिक्योर्ड कंट्री है। ये होल ऑफ अफ्रीका द मोस्ट सिक्योर्ड कंट्री इज रवांडा और इट इज वेरी वेरी सेफ एंड सिक्योर्ड। इसके अलावा क्लीनेस्ट कंट्री है। Not only the city, but the entire rural area also, you compare, it will be the best country in all of Africa in cleanliness, safety, security and free movement of even women at the midnight. A single woman can move around the country even at midnight without any problem. और इसका ये ऐसा है, ये least corrupt country है. The entire Africa, this is the least corrupt country. And apart from that, we have Indian presence, mainly the technical brains, our IT technologists, and even the university teachers. Most of them are the high-profile teachers are Indians. We command a very good respect in Rwanda for Indians.
जो agriculture है वो African countries में backbone है, वो किस तरह की है और उसमें किस तरह के development हो रहा है?
Yeah, in Rwanda, agriculture is very, very important because 90% of the people of this country are with subsistence farming. Now Indians who are coming here, Indian government is supporting this government of Rwanda in irrigation. Rwanda and other most of the developing African countries are planning to develop their agriculture in a commercial way, in a scientific way, and also do corporate farming. And also they are going to do the food processing. Thank you, sir.
Let's now get you the latest from the ongoing assembly elections in verdict 2017. But with less than 2 days of campaigning remaining for the fourth phase of polling in Uttar Pradesh, key constituencies saw high-voltage political rallies by political bigwigs. Big promises and biting sarcasm were in full flow at these election meetings.
Electioneering for the fourth phase of the polls in Uttar Pradesh on February 23rd saw star campaigners of various parties in action on Monday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a rally in Jalgaon's Orai district, while Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav held a rally in Rai Bareli. Alliance partner Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi also addressed a rally in Koraon in Allahabad. In Orai, Prime Minister Modi promised that the BJP will create a Bundelkhand Development Board to address the issues of the region.
सपा हो, बसपा हो, कांग्रेस हो, ये सभी एक ही सिक्के के अलग-अलग पहलू है.
He also mocked arch rivals Bahujan Samaj Party Mayawati for opposing the centre's demonetization drive, stating that the BSP has changed its culture to become Behenji centric.
बहनजी ने तो कहा कि पूरी तैयारी नहीं की थी, सरकार ने नहीं की थी कि आपने नहीं की थी. बहुजन बहनजी बन गया और पूरी पार्टी बहनजी संपत्ति पार्टी बन गई.
Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi targeted Prime Minister Modi at his rally in Banda in Uttar Pradesh. Gandhi claimed that the BJP was getting nervous after sensing adverse poll results in the state. He claimed the Prime Minister was making false promises on employment and farmer loans.
और 5 मिनट में हिंदुस्तान का प्रधानमंत्री कर्जा माफ कर सकता है। आपकी नीयत साफ नहीं है, आपकी नीयत साफ नहीं है। जैसे आपने बिहार को कहा था चुनाव के समय, वैसे आप उत्तर प्रदेश को कह रहे हो।
Addressing rallies in Amethi and Raebareli, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav said the Prime Minister should speak the truth about development work in the state.
अगर जनता समझ पाई हो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोगों की मन की बात तो हमें बता दो आप। कोई समझ पाया मन की बात भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोगों की? और हम तो कहते हैं कम से कम काम की बात कब करोगे ये भी बता के चले जाओ। केवल मन की बात करोगे और काम की बात नहीं करोगे तो लोकतंत्र में कैसे हिसाब किताब बनेगा?
Akhilesh also highlighted the achievements of his government during his tenure. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The Congress Samajwadi Party combined in Uttar Pradesh came down hard on the Prime Minister's comments at an election rally in Uttar Pradesh's Faizabad district. The party alleged his comments at a rally last week violated the Model Code of Conduct. The BJP, however, defended the remarks while accusing the Congress and the Samajwadi Party leaders of misleading the people of the state.
The Samajwadi Party Congress alliance has criticized the Prime Minister's comments about graveyards and cremation grounds at a rally last week. Alliance leaders called this a breach of the Model Code of Conduct.
प्रधानमंत्री निश्चित हार को देखते हुए बौखला गए हैं और सांप्रदायिकता को इस चुनाव में ला रहे हैं ध्रुवीकरण करने के लिए। चुनाव आयोग को इसका कड़ा नोटिस लेना चाहिए क्योंकि अभी हाल में दिए गए उनके निर्देश का स्पष्ट उल्लंघन है और साथ ही प्रधानमंत्री ने अपने पद की शपथ जो संविधान में के तहत ली है उसको उल्लंघन किया, उसको अपमानित किया है।
While Samajwadi Party chief Akhilesh Yadav used equally scathing remarks, the BJP defended Prime Minister Narendra Modi, stating that the alliance leaders were misleading people and trying to hide their incompetence.
हमने प्रधानमंत्री उज्ज्वला योजना देश के गरीबों को दिया, क्या उसको हमने कोई धार्मिक आधार पे बांटा, कोई जाति के आधार पे बांटा? जो गरीब है उन्हीं को मिला और सबसे ज्यादा लाभ उत्तर प्रदेश जैसे प्रांत में दलितों को मिला है, अल्पसंख्यकों को मिला है। यही हमारी नीति है, सबके साथ सबके विकास। ये जो लोग लंबे समय तक अल्पसंख्यकों के मन में डर पैदा करके वोट बटोर रहे थे, उनकी अभी लुटिया डूब रही है। वो जमीन से वो निकल जा रहे हैं, उनकी पैर के नीचे से जमीन घिसक रही है। इसी वजह से वो एक तनाव फिर पैदा करना चाहते हैं, यही दुर्भाग्यजनक है।
Uttar Pradesh has seen 3 phases of polling so far. The remaining 4 will be completed in the next 2 weeks. Vishal Dahiya, Rajya Sabha TV, Delhi.
Joining me for a chat from Uttar Pradesh's Raebareli right now is our correspondent Kriti Mishra. Well, Kriti, we've seen that ahead of the 4th phase of polling in Uttar Pradesh, campaigning has been going on at a feverish pitch, and the BJP, the Samajwadi Party and the Congress, of course, are battling it out and trying desperately hard to win some brownie points over these campaigns.
Well, that's right, Frank. It was a day of political face-off in the poll-bound Uttar Pradesh to commence with Prime Minister Narendra Modi lashed out against Akhilesh Yadav, and also he called BSP and BSP Supremo Mayawati, claiming that BSP is not Bahujan Samaj Party but it's Bahujan Sampatti Party. Mayawati was quick to return the favor, and she claimed that probably Prime Minister Narendra Modi is oblivious of the fact that BSP is just not a political party but it is a movement of the downtrodden and weaker sections of the society. Meanwhile, Akhilesh Yadav, the incumbent Chief Minister, and in fact Rahul Gandhi also upped the ante against the BJP and the BSP respectively. So as days are passing, definitely all the political parties are embarking upon this vitriolic attack. They're also embarking upon this electioneering, which is absolutely high octane and high decibel, just to turn the tide in their favor. A very interesting trend that I would like to point out here, Frank, is that in last phases we've seen that there has been improvement in the voter turnout. So even if there is an improvement of 1 to 2%, it may not matter for smaller states, but for a state like Uttar Pradesh, highly populated state like Uttar Pradesh, this turnout may reflect voter turnout into lakhs. So that may make or mar prospects of the candidates and may also force all the political parties to realign or to work again on their poll arithmetic. Frank?
You know, Kriti, last week we saw Priyanka Gandhi carry out her maiden rally for her party in this election season. You know, there's much talk about whether or not she'll participate some more, or whether or not she'll take on a bigger role in campaigning in Uttar Pradesh this time. Is the party saying anything about her campaigning for the party some more, or are they being tight-lipped about Priyanka Gandhi's role in the campaigning in the near future?
Frank, if you remember, the Congress party had claimed that Priyanka Gandhi was instrumental in stitching this alliance of the Congress and the Samajwadi Party. Now, there's some confusion between these two parties as far as a few seats are concerned in certain districts. Now, they are also getting into friendly contest in several of the seats. Now, this may cost dear to both the parties. And the party had clarified that unless the issue settles, Priyanka may not go out and campaign in different districts. So, as far as Priyanka Gandhi campaigning in other districts is concerned, the Congress is maintaining that Priyanka Gandhi may confine herself to the family pocket borough of Rai Bareli and Amethi as of now.
And, you know, as far as the Election Commission is concerned, the Election Commission thus far has ensured that polling has gone on smoothly. And, you know, what are the kind of measures that the Election Commission is carrying out there so as to ensure that the voter is far more educated about their rights to go out and vote? And how are they ensuring that the numbers stay high?
Well, that's right, Frank. Even in the previous three phases, you've seen that the voter turnout has increased. So the Election Commission has taken out a very strategic kind of voter awareness program, you know, educating and motivating people. And also it is trying to connect with the youth, because they probably are going to play a very pivotal role as far as elections in Uttar Pradesh are concerned. So, of course, they've come up with this app, which is called AMS. It is to educate the youth of the state that their vote, each vote counts. So, of course, Election Commission has put in all the endeavors to motivate people to come out. One crucial challenge in front of the Election Commission is that there's urban apathy. As far as urban centers are concerned, probably people in cities feel that it's a day of holiday, they lay back, they holiday, they enjoy. And the Election Commission has taken out specific programs for the urban voters specifically, and also they're motivating the rural voters. So definitely Election Commission is keeping no stone unturned to motivate the voters in order to get impressive turnout in the elections.
All right, Kriti Mishra, we'll have to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining us there with all those details. Well, on that note, it's time to slip into a short break now, but news and updates will continue on the other side. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
It's election time again. Voters in 5 states gear up to cast their votes. Catch all the action in Verdict 2017, Monday to Friday on Rajya Sabha television.
The sacred relics of Buddha were unearthed in Pipirava in Uttar Pradesh. Buddhist monks from all over the world visit the National Museum to pay their respects. These charred bone fragments of Buddha are housed in the gold canopy gifted by the royal family of Thailand.
Tales that inspire. Stories of social change. A salute to diversity. Promoting public discourse. Events that motivate. Inspiring the innovative spirit. Watch Rajya Sabha television documentaries.
Welcome back. You're watching Rajya Sabha Television. Well, Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswami, who proved his majority in a motion of confidence in the Assembly on Saturday, officially began his regime on Monday. He was welcomed by Chief Secretary Girija Vaidyanathan at the Secretariat. Palaniswami signed 5 orders. All of them were mentioned in the AIADMK's manifesto. He gave the go-ahead to 2 women-centric schemes, including one on increasing financial support to pregnant women from 12,000 rupees to 18,000 rupees and granting 50% subsidy to 2-wheelers bought by working women. Palaniswami was also ordered the closure of 500 Tamil Nadu State Marketing Corporation liquor outlets. The AIADMK had promised prohibition in a phased manner.
கழகத்தின் சார்பாக தேர்தல் அறிக்கை வெளியிட்டார்கள். அந்த தேர்தல் அறிக்கையிலே வெளியிடப்பட்ட அந்த அறிவிப்புகளிலே 5 அறிவிப்புகள் இன்றைய தினம் மாண்புமிகு அம்மா அவர்களுடைய நல்லாசியோடு பெரும் மதிப்புக்குரிய கழக பொதுச் செயலாளர்
A ruling Naga People's Front Legislature Party on Monday unanimously elected Party President Shurho-zelie Lie-zitsu as the leader of the ruling Democratic Alliance to be the new Nagaland Chief Minister. Party sources said that Lie-zitsu will be sworn in as the Chief Minister on February 22nd. He was elected after Chief Minister T.R. Ziliang resigned on Sunday night, bowing to the demands of protesting tribal groups opposed to his move to hold civic polls with 33% reservation for women. Nagaland has been in turmoil since January after the NPF-led government decided to hold local body elections in 12 towns across the state. 3 persons were killed following clashes between police and civilians. Well, a high-level European Parliament delegation led by its chairman, Geoffrey Van Orden, met Finance Minister Arun Jaitley today. Both sides discussed various issues, including the Free Trade Agreement, also known as EU-India Broad-Based Trade and Investment Agreement. Orden said that he hoped the Free Trade Agreement talks with India will move towards positivity. He said EU wants New Delhi to renew investment deals and take forward the stalled FTA talks. The FTA talks, which began in 2007, have been stalled since 2013 despite 16 rounds of negotiations as both sides failed to bridge substantial gaps on crucial issues including data security, status for IT sector.
Well, there have been some difficulties in getting this free trade agreement moving. And the investment protection aspect is something that we've discussed. And hopefully there can be some movement in that in parallel with the discussions on wider trade issues.
Well, here's some international news and global buzz. A car bomb ripped through a market in Somalia's capital Mogadishu on Sunday, reportedly killing at least 39 people and injuring more than 50. It is the deadliest attack since the election of President Mohammad on February 8th. The car, which was driven by a suicide bomber, was parked near a restaurant and the blast went off at a busy time when shoppers and traders were gathered inside the market. At least 13 people, most of them college students on a camping trip, were killed today when their bus lost its brakes and crashed. According to police report, around 50 passengers were on board the bus as it travelled the highway in Tanay town east of Manila before losing its brakes and crashing into a utility pole. Dozens of homes and buildings were burnt to the ground in the Nigerian capital Lagos. The blaze ripped through the suburb of Ebute Metta late on Sunday. No casualties have been reported yet. Firefighters were eventually able to distinguish the flames. The fire is reported to have been caused by a power surge in the area. Well, that's it on this newscast. Have a good evening.